I think it's a stupid rule, and I'm not really going to abide by it. I don't care if my apartment in Nashville says that I have to. It's stupid. I didn't, yesterday I shot, I'm not kidding, I shot and did four separate videos for 4 different things. But yesterday I did all of them but one. I didn't complete one of them, and currently that's what I'm doing. I'm exporting the last video from yesterday. I like days like that where I just shoot a bunch, but also it's a lot to edit. If I had my choice, if I wanted to shoot all day or edit all day, I would 100% want to shoot all day. I just think it's a lot more fun, at least for me, being able to like get different shots. And yeah, editing, I struggle to maintain focus, and I think that's what it is, honestly. Funny enough, Savannah is pretty much the opposite. She much rather would edit, which I guess that kind of works out, because I don't know. I like editing. It's not my favorite thing to do. I think it's because when I shoot, I typically shoot with the edit in mind, like the story in mind. And in the edit, I'm just assembling that, making sure it all like makes sense. And I think if I just shot all day and I had to assemble the edit, then I would probably like it a little bit more. But at least the way I shoot, it's not my favorite. I don't think I've shared this with you, but we actually have a TikTok for our cat, Max. And I've started uploading some of the videos that we do for him, or we've made for him, on my YouTube channel, just because I think they're funny. And that's pretty much the only reason. And before I made the TikTok for Max, I would just put them on my own TikTok. But it was kind of like, half of it was like Max videos, and then the other half was us like complaining about our apartment in Nashville. So I decided to split the two and make each one dedicated to yeah. And with all that being said, our apartment complex, I haven't updated you really all that much. They ended up doing these windows right here, like I shared with you before, but they also said that our like balcony is supposed to be closed until further notice. Here's where I have an issue with that. It's supposed to be closed because they're supposed to be working on like this side of the building. If you look underneath me, right over there, like they're nowhere close to being. It's going to be a couple of months before they get to our actual building. Like, according to the emails they've sent, they're supposed to be like redoing this whole thing. They're supposed to be repainting these bars, the posts behind me. They're supposed to be repainting that, as well as like changing the siding and repainting the siding of the actual building, which is fine. It's whatever. But like I said, they're not anywhere close to being. It's going to be a while before they get to ours, so we've moved our stuff back out here, and nobody's said anything. We're just kind of waiting for them to yell at us. Do you know the old saying, ask for forgiveness instead of permission? That's the approach we're taking. I could be completely wrong on this, and if you have different opinions, let me know. And actually, I don't know if I want you to let me know, and if I'm being completely honest. But I have a life philosophy when it comes to following rules, and it's changed as I've become older. When you're younger, especially when you're in school, you're pretty much taught to like just listen to whatever people say, especially adults, because they typically know more than you, which I would agree with most of the time. But as I've got older, I feel like I've slowly shifted from wanting to like do what everybody tells me, or just doing what people tell me because that's what they said, and not wanting to like challenge it, to becoming more of a person that doesn't challenge authority, but if it doesn't make sense to me, then there's a good chance that I'm going to question it. And now I understand, like when like with laws and stuff like that, that's a little bit different, but stuff like this where it's kind of like in the gray area of like the balcony is supposed to be closed, but they're not going to be doing anything for a couple of months. That's where I think it's okay to, at least for me, to not really listen to it until, and now obviously when they're like over here, I'm not going to be going out there. But the way I see it, as long as there's no construction or any beams or anything flying around, I think it's okay. The funny part is our neighbors upstairs moved all of their stuff to the like out there the same day that we did. And the only reason I know that is because we can hear them every time they move their stuff. What do you think? Am I being like sensitive about this? I don't think I am, but it's just we pay for it, so it's like I want to get my like the most value out of it. Like what it says in this video title, or whatever I end up calling it, this is just going to be a update on this apartment complex in Nashville, Tennessee. And if you've been following along at all on TikTok or on a couple of the videos I've made on this channel talking about this this construction project, it's been nothing more. It's been really stressful. From like lack of communication to like companies just trying to strong arm you into doing things that you're not really comfortable with. And I think this has been a really, really good example and a really good test for Savannah and I on how much are we willing to like, what is worth fighting for and what is worth just like kind of letting go because it's not really all that important. And for us, I think the breaking point for this whole experience was when the company was saying that they could like come into our apartment and pretty much not be held accountable for anything that happens. Savannah and I were talking the other day, and we were talking about how we're grateful for some of the experiences that we've had, both challenging and good with renting. Because I think it kind of, every situation and every experience gives you some kind of perspective, prepares you for something, and makes you more equipped to deal with like situations, both good and bad, in the future. And I think the trick to getting through like something like this, where it's like construction and just craziness and annoying disruption of life and routines, is to really know that it's going to end, and eventually there's going to be a lesson that's going to be learned from this. And honestly, I think we're gonna laugh. I will say they have updated some of the way that they're doing the apartment building. So the first phase, or the first group that they did, they tarped the entire both walls. So the apartments that were under that were just in the dark for like months on end. And now they've sent updated emails saying that they're changing the way they're doing it to where if your floor is not being directly worked on, then it's not going to be tarped. And even when it is being worked on, it's just going to be one wall at a time, so you still have light. That being said, if you're going through something difficult, then just know that it's going to end. And even if you have to stand up for yourself and you have to say like no, or you have to maybe not completely accept or go along with something, that's okay. Just like for me, it's like it comes down to like can you live with the decisions that you're making, and whether you decide to let something happen or you decide to stand up for something or what, it doesn't even have to be that. I think it comes down to just making sure that you're okay with the results and the decisions that you made. That's a little apartment complex update in our Nashville apartment. This will be more of a series when they start. I'll probably update you again when they start doing our actual walls. They have yet to do that, so yeah. Like always, if you have any tips or suggestions on what we should do or how we should approach this, please let me know, because it's a continually evolving situation that, some days are easier, some days are more difficult. Right now we're in an easy streak because they're not doing anything to our apartment. Okay.